Surprise, surprise! Welcome back to the 1% Academy podcast, where we are striving to get 1% better every single day. Brought to you by 1% Athletics. And what else can I say, you guys? It is great to be back podcasting. I know it has been a while since I last podcasted, and I have a message that I want to share with you guys today. But before we get into that, I do want to address the hiatus of the podcast and kind of give you guys an update of what the podcast is going to look like going forward. I want to apologize for the fact that I've not podcasted in so long. It was not done intentionally on my part, and it's kind of crazy how much time has actually flown by. But I was looking to make some changes on the show. I wanted to bring in a co-host to help me host the show, just to give another voice on the show, another opinion, another baseball mind that can just, help the conversation flow a little bit better and have another viewpoint, another expertise that can voice his opinion on being able to help you guys. And so we were going back and forth as far as getting it set up, and he actually wound up getting an opportunity to go play this year. And let me tell you, I am super stoked for him. I'm so happy. It was a great opportunity for him. He got a chance to go play in one of the top leagues in the country, and he took advantage of it. He made the most of it. But obviously, going to play another year of professional baseball, that entails enduring a full professional baseball season, playing 100-plus games, traveling on the road, back and forth between cities, late nights, late mornings, sleeping in. And so he had a busy schedule, and we were not ever able to link up and coordinate our schedules together. We were texting back and forth as far as, hey, let's podcast this day and such, and we just weren't ever able to make it happen. And so over the course of time, 1 month turned into 2 months, 2 months turned into 4 months, and now we're here. And so now that we're starting to transition into the off season with, all the professional baseball seasons coming into an end, I am looking at bringing him on to help me with the show. I'm not going to tell you guys who it is. You're going to have to sit around and wait. I know the excitement, the suspense, I know it's killing you, but I'm hoping now that the season's winding down and we're going to be getting into the off season and he won't be as busy, that he is still open to coming on the show. But with that being said, I do want to tell you guys what the schedule is going to look like going forward. Right now, I do not have a set schedule as far as how often I want to podcast. Until I kind of get back in the flow of things, it's probably going to be fairly sporadic. I might, I'm just going to be podcasting whenever I have something to say. And maybe we will get to a point where we get back on a week-by-week schedule, or maybe we're releasing an episode once a week, twice a month, something along those lines. But what I encourage you guys to do is make sure that on whatever platform you're on, Make sure you're subscribed to the podcast and you have your notifications on. That way, whenever a new episode drops, you will get the notification for it. And also, make sure you're following me on Instagram at CarsonLee5 or on my Facebook page, both channels, where I will be posting updates for new episodes that are coming out. That way, you can stay up to date and you can listen to the podcast. And, once again, I just want to tell you guys thank you for tuning in, because if you're tuning in, that means you're a loyal listener. You're still subscribed to the show even after all this time, and you're still engaging in my content. And the fact that you guys take the time to do that, take the time out of your day to listen to me, I just want to tell you thank you, because for me, this show is more about you guys. It's not about me. That's why I'm doing it, to be able to give back, spread knowledge, spread information, and try to help the younger generation. And so, in saying that, I just want to make sure I tell you guys thank you. But that is what the future schedule of the show is looking like. Like I said, I would like to get to a point where we are on a consistent schedule, and once me and the co-host are able to link up, I'm going to try to bring him on. What I'm looking at doing is we will have some solo episodes like this, where it's just me talking with you guys, and then we will have some episodes where maybe it's me and my co-host going back and forth, and then we'll also continue with the guest episodes where we bring a guest on the podcast and interview them and allow them to share their experiences. So a lot of exciting things going forward on the podcast, and I'm looking forward to it, because I miss doing this. I really do. For me, if you're a new listener and you haven't heard any of my old episodes, I encourage you to go back and listen to some of them. But for you guys that have been listening and you know me, you know how the show flows, I enjoy doing this because it gives me an outlet to speak. It gives me an outlet to share what's on my mind. And let me tell you, as of late, I have a lot on my mind and a lot that I want to get out there and share with you guys. And I think it's all very, very valuable information that you guys can learn from and apply to your own career. For me, I'm going to be straight up honest with you guys. Part of the reason I started this was I'm a very transparent person. I'm very blunt. I'm very honest. I'm going to tell you how it is. And, I'm not politically correct. So I may offend some people. I may say some things you don't like, but it's just who I am. And I am that way because over the course of my career, I've been very fortunate to do a lot of amazing things. I've met a lot of amazing people. I've been fortunate to play all over the country, all the way from the West Coast to the Midwest to the East Coast and up to Canada. So I've had hell of crazy experiences, man. My career has been awesome. But over the course of that time, I've encountered people that weren't always straight up with me. They didn't always shoot me straight, tell me how it is. And for me, when you're talking about an athlete, whether that's a high school athlete, a college athlete, a pro athlete, you're taking these guys' careers, their passion, and in pro ball, that's your livelihood. That's what you're trying to make a job. That's why you play the game. You love the game, but it's also bringing in an income. And so when you start messing with those things and jeopardizing those situations, you're not going to sell somebody straight. To me, that doesn't sit well with me. I don't like that at all. And so that's kind of where I got into podcasting, was because I want to be different. I want to shoot the younger generation straight. I want to tell them what to expect, how things are going to be, bring guests on and allow them to share their experiences of what they've gone through, so that everybody can kind of see what to really expect or be able to get advice on what direction to go. Because I don't know that there's really a lot out there like that in the baseball world. And so that's my passion. That's my purpose for doing this podcast. So I hope you guys continue to enjoy it and understand where I'm coming from. I'm not here to put anybody down or offend anybody. I try to tell the truth the best I can. On the topic of me and my career, I did not get to play this year. I did get signed at the beginning of the summer. I think it was April or May. I can't really remember. One of the two. I got signed with the Houston Apollos of the American Association. Went through spring training, went out for the first few weeks, and just didn't work out, and I wound up getting released. And so I came back home, and I continued to try to get picked back up over the summer, but I was just not able to. So I ended up not playing this year. Part of that, for those of you guys that don't know, 1% Academy is an extension of my 1% Athletics brand. So I have an athletic brand called 1% Athletics, and 1% Academy is an extension of that. And so I actually opened a baseball academy here in Houston called the 1% Academy Jays, and I have a older high school team. And so once I got released and got back home, and I got back into coaching with those guys, and it was our first summer together, and it was a very successful summer. I mean, we played at multiple colleges all around Texas: Lamar University, University of Houston, Sam Houston State, a few junior colleges like Alva Junior College, and then we ended up going to Panama City, Florida at the end of July to end our summer season. But once I got back home and I was coaching and I didn't get picked up, I kind of wanted to be home and make sure I was hands-on with the program and helping that grow and just helping the guys develop. And I have to say, man, those kids, from day one when I got them to the end of summer, it was night and day difference. They all made tremendous amount of improvement, and it was, it makes you feel good when you see that when they're growing and they're learning and they're able to apply it on the field and they're getting better. And so it was pretty cool to see. But like I said, I wound up not getting picked back up, unfortunately. So I did not play this year. I don't know what the future holds going forward. One of the things I ask from y'all is, please, if you have a question, if you have a topic that you want to be addressed, send it in, man. Send it, on Facebook, on Instagram. Send me a message and let me know, because I will cover it. The thing with this podcast is it's not about me. This is about you guys, the listeners. This is me trying to help you guys, whether you're a parent, you're a young, select travel ball kid, a high school kid, a college kid, or even if I have any professionals out there listening to me. This is to help guide you guys along your career, help you learn, and help you get the most out of what you're trying to do. Because for me, I've had quite a few critical people in my corner that have allowed me to do what I've done, and that's why I've been able to be successful. And so for you guys, I want to be an extension of that. I want to be able to be a voice for y'all, a mentor for y'all, someone that y'all can turn to get that advice, that knowledge of where to turn, how to guide your career and what direction to go. So like I said, if there's something you want me to address, want me to cover, please send me a message and we will do that. This show is about you guys. It is not about me. I want to go ahead and share with you guys the message that I have for today. And it's very simple, but it's something that I have found to be of tremendous value in my own career. And that message, I want to tell you guys, man, from no matter what age you're at, and it's more beneficial if you can start at a young age, but you need to make sure your network, the guys you're surrounding yourself with, are guys that have high levels of experience, whether that's collegiate baseball, that's high-level Division I, Division II coaches. If you have access to any professional coaches, whether that's a professional manager, a professional hitting coach, a professional pitching coach, or even if you have access to any current or former MLB players. I can't tell you guys how much value is in having access to those guys, simply because of the extra amount of knowledge that it just brings. I don't mean to say this to put anybody down, but those guys that, especially, coaches that are in professional baseball or guys that play in the big leagues, there's so much value in being around those guys because they are there for a reason. And when that's their job and when they're in that environment every single day and they're doing pitching charts, they're doing hitting charts, they're doing tendencies, they're watching video, the coaches are working with multiple different swings, multiple different pitchers that have different arm actions or pitches. I can't tell you the amount of value that comes from that when those guys are able to take what they're teaching professional players and they could come and bring that to a young youth player or a high school player and are able to spread that same kind of knowledge with those guys, because it's a different level up there, man. The game moves so much faster. You have to think quicker. You have to react quicker. And those guys are able to see the game differently. And that's why they're there. That's why they get paid a tremendous amount of money to be up there. That's because of the knowledge and expertise that they have. And so my advice to you guys is, if you have aspirations of playing college baseball, playing professional baseball, you need to be surrounded by guys that have already done that. Because those guys that have already experienced it, they already have the knowledge of knowing what it takes and what's going to happen day in, day out. They're only going to be an extra outlet to help you be able to get there, because now they can take that knowledge and they can give it to you, and they can help push you. They can help continue to refine your game and perfect it. And there's something to be said about that, guys. It's of tremendous value. And I just encourage you guys to seek out those people. And if you have them where you already have those connections, you need to keep them around, because those guys are going to help lengthen your career more than anybody else can. For instance, I'll take if you're a high school kid that is trying to, get to college, and maybe you're a fringe player that doesn't have very many offers, and if you, let's say, have a hitting coach that played pro ball or is a hitting coach within an organization, and you're working out with him and he can see your work ethic, he can see what kind of person you are as a human being, he can see what kind of person you are, and he sees what kind of ability you have and the way you've grown and continue to develop. Now, if he starts making calls for you and calls some coaches or connections that he has, that word of mouth coming from him is going to hold a lot more weight than just coming from, Joe Blow that's just, doing whatever. That's just a coach. And there's a credibility aspect as you move up. And so when a college coach can hear from this professional hitting coach that he's endorsing a kid, the credibility that guy has to speak out and put someone's name that he's endorsing, it's going to hold a lot of weight for that coach or, that scout, whoever he reaches out to. So, and at the same time, guys, this is life. That's how life operates. The more people the further along you're going to get. But in baseball, more than anything, man, I can't even tell you guys enough how, just from seeing it from my own eyes, guys I played with, that they happen to know the right people, and it created opportunities for them. Whether they really had, the numbers to back it up or not, they got opportunities. They got chances because they knew people that were able to keep doors open. And so the sooner you can start building that network, the sooner you can start making those connections where you have those kind of guys that are in your corner or that you can even just learn from. Not only is it going to help your physical game, your mental game, but it's going to help open doors for you and create avenues. And that's what it takes, you guys. If you want to play college baseball, if you want to play professional baseball, you're not going to be able to do it on your own. And so having guys that are willing to vouch for you is going to help take you a long ways. But also just the like I said, the expertise of coaching. The game is so different higher up than what it is down at a high school or youth level. It is. And like I said, this isn't to put anyone down, but those coaches are there for a reason. And they see the game in a different way. The mentality that it takes, that if they can now take a professional mentality and have you, and they can impose that on you, where a professional hitter can make an adjustment from pitch to pitch, whereas a good high school hitter probably can only do that from game to game, adjustments at the plate. And so when you have one of those professional coaches, professional players, whoever it may be, that's able to teach you what to look for or how to make those adjustments at such a young age, now you're going to be ahead of the curve than the guys you're playing with. It's something to be said about why so many ex-big leaguers, their kids, end up not only making it in pro ball, but getting to the big leagues. And one of those things is, yes, of course, they have the family name to them. So they're naturally going to get probably a few more opportunities than anybody else. But at the same time, the fact that those guys have grown up at the ballpark since they were little kids, and they're around just a wealth of knowledge, they're able to soak that in a lot quicker and at a young age than what most just average, I don't even want to say average, just an everyday high school, college player gets, because you usually don't get that higher level of coaching until you get to college or you get to pro ball. There's a lot of guys that go into pro ball that really have to be completely recoached when they get there on a lot of things because they haven't learned it up to that point. There's guys that get drafted on sheer athletic ability alone, and they'll draft them and say, man, we're drafting this guy because of the amount of projectibility he has, which projectibility is what they think you can become in the future. So this guy is so athletic that we're going to take him and we're going to teach him how to play baseball. We're going to mold him to be a type of baseball player that we want him to be. So that's why so many ex-big league kids end up being so successful, because they get that at such a young age. Whereas, a general population doesn't get those same advantages. So my message to you guys is I am encouraging you guys to seek out just anybody that, whether it's a college player, college coaches, professional players, professional coaches, and pick their brain, man, because they have so much knowledge that they're going to be able to give you, and it's only going to help you going forward. And once you can make that connection with them where you're essentially friends. It's not so much a mentor situation anymore. It's a friendship. When you can make that connection, they are going to pull for you so hard, and they're going to do whatever they can to open doors for you. And there's a lot of value in that. And that alone will help lengthen your career if you have any intentions in playing for a long time, playing pro ball, playing college ball, and just that experience. Guys that have already been there and done it, they can guide you on the path that it's going to take, because it's a lot more complex than just playing and all of a sudden a college coach is going to call you and sign you on the spot, or a scout is going to see you and immediately draft you in the upcoming draft, and now you're going to spend 2 or 3 years in the minor leagues and then you're going to be in the big leagues. Guys, let me tell you, that's not the reality. There's a select few, a handful of guys that are going to be top draft picks and are going to just get spoon-fed to the big leagues. And those are the guys that have millions of dollars invested in them, because once you get to pro ball, guys, you are an investment. When they put that money status on you, that monetary value, you're an investment to them. So if you have millions of dollars invested in you, you're going to get a lot more opportunities than the guy next to you. That's why I'm trying to emphasize how important it is to have those guiding people in your life that have already done it, so that they can show you how to get there. Because the route that it's going to take, it's going to be a lot of adversity. It's going to be a lot of denial. There's going to be a lot of no's that you are told, no, I'm not interested. No, it's not a good fit. No, you're not good enough. That's going to happen. And so you got to be mentally strong enough to be able to navigate when those situations come up. And so having people in your corner that are going to be able to help you do that and help give you the advice that you need to continue directing you and giving you a path to get where you need to go, that's it, you guys. That's you want to know the secret. That's the secret. It's because it's not going to happen by yourself. College coaches, professional coaches, they want references. They want to be able to call people that have credibility, that they can trust their word, that they can say, hey, what do you think about this kid? And that person can vouch for you. And that's what it's going to take. So that's the message I have for you guys today, is seek out as many connections that you can. High-level connection. Guys that have played in college, college coaches, professional baseball players, and professional coaches, because those are the guys you need in your corner. And I promise you will see a difference over time. That's what's going to help you develop. And when it's time to start making moves to get to college, get drafted, get in front of scouts, get to pro ball, make it to the big leagues, that's what's going to help you get there. That's what's going to help you accomplish each checkpoint along the way. So that's what I encourage you guys to do. Seek out those people. Don't keep your network small. Continue seeking out the knowledge. Continue seeking out the advice. And let others help guide you without trying to do it on your own. And that's it, you guys. The only thing I ask from y'all for listening to the show is I just ask that you guys, if you enjoy the show, please send the show to a friend. Share it on social media. Share it with a friend. That's what's going to allow the show to grow. That's what's going to allow me to connect with as many kids and help as many kids as I can. So if you enjoyed this episode, if you enjoy any of the episodes, please share them with a friend. Please share them on social media. Be sure to tag me. I'll reshare it. I'll connect with you at Carson Lee 5 on Instagram. I have a Facebook page, Carson Lee. It's my athlete page. Be sure to follow me on there. Make sure you're subscribed to the podcast and you have your notifications on. And we're getting 1% better every single day, you guys. I'll see y'all next time.